What up, Gotham Guardians and Arkham Adversaries? It's your boy Trey of the Bat Channel. And it's just been nutty. I heard when we were on our vacation for Arizona this last week, I heard about the merger for AT&T and Discovery Plus and Warner Media, I guess you could say, like coming together. And at first I thought like it was just not true. Like it was just like, no, that's not the case. And then my super bro Corey, an editor, sent me the actual article, I think from like Deadline, and I was like,
I thought you were kidding! I thought it was a joke! I even wrote it down in my diary! Veronica had a very funny joke today!
holy hell, it is true. They are actually merging Warner Media and Discovery Plus as like an entire like entertainment service because AT&T just like wants out of it apparently. And now you're starting, like I said in one of my videos, you're starting to hear rumors that they're potentially looking at selling off some of their intellectual properties, within Warner Brothers, like DC Comics. I mean, someone came out with a headline that said like Disney would buy DC. Me personally, I don't think that would be true. Not because of the whole monopoly thing, but I just don't see Disney after, the Fox merger they had purchasing that. And they're kind of more trying to, from what I'm hearing, they're trying to merge with Sony, so then they'll have completely the full Spider-Man properties in there, with Venom, and they'll all be part of, Tom Holland's universe, maybe in the MCU. But David Zaslav, who I think he was like a $43 billion deal. He's the Discovery CEO. He's kind of talked about how wonderful, Warner Media's intellectual properties like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Trinity. So some people are hoping it will, hashtag restore the SnyderVerse. I mean, it's certainly possible. I don't know. After this thing that happened on the Late Show of Stephen Colbert scene, apparently Zach did the late night show directed by Zack Snyder. It was basically like a satire spoof, Stephen Colbert just kind of having funny with I think they called it like a dark gritty reboot of his show. And they even kind of did like a little joke of him in the Nightmare verse. And Zach was kind of making fun of himself, with the slow-mo that he loves to do, which me personally, I don't get why everyone's upset about the slow motion that he does. All of his scenes when he does slow-mo are super cool. Visually, they're stunning, so I don't care when he does slow-mo, because when he does it, it's usually like, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that 300 scene, with Keen Leonidas going out there, like, insane. Like, I'll never, I mean, as long as it's not, maybe people have the issue of that's overused, but I haven't felt like it's overused. But Zach said some stuff during that little spoof skit that they did that when I first saw it, I was like, my man, like, yes, let's go ahead and play this for you guys real quick. Here we go.
So it is 16 hours and 47 minutes. And that's just the beginning of the extended Late Show SnyderVerse. We're talking spin-offs, animated specials, theme park rides. Suck it, Warner Brothers. Suck it.
Wow. His words. Not mine. Yep. But, yeah, second Warner Brothers.
Bottom line, I cannot wait for...
Oh, man. Yeah. So, that's... I mean, of course, like, as soon as Zach said that...
I watched that.
It was going to trend, like hashtag suck it Warner Brothers. Hell, I've been tweeting it because I think it's hilarious. Zach is trolling Warner Brothers. Like,
cause I'm super hot, boy.
And at this time, why the hell not? They have been very clear that they're not going to continue with him in any way. Warner Brothers, Toby Emmerich sold the idea of Army of the Dead to Netflix. And look at that. That's the #1 film on Netflix right now in all of their different countries. The best film they've ever released in theaters, I think it made like $750K and only had like 438 theaters that it was released in for a week. So, Yeah, I mean, I think, and the way they're treating Zach at Netflix with giving prequels. I mean, he's probably going to get a sequel with Army of the Dead. I mean, I really enjoyed Army of the Dead. If you guys haven't seen our spoiler review yet, where we kind of reveal some of the Easter eggs and theories and stuff like that with my super bro Corey, I mean, you just see the way they're treating him with all the other spin-offs that they're giving him with the animated series, the prequel movie with Army of Thieves, I think is what they're calling it, with Deke's character in it. And now they're giving him I think it's part of like the Netflix film club where he's doing like how to make movies like Zack Snyder and his style. So like they're going all in on Zach, and Zach is loving their partnership with him and his company Stone Quarry. And it's like, why would he want to leave that? Warner Brothers is treating him like shit. They came out with that article, and Sarnoff, right before Zack Snyder, during the first weekend Zack Snyder's Justice League was released, where she was like, yep, we're not restoring the SnyderVerse, deal with it, we're moving on. And Zack has repeatedly said in a lot of his, interviews with Army of the Dead, promoting that film, he has said constantly, like, I would love to do it. I would love to restore the Snyderverse. I would love to continue on in that universe because it's wonderful IP. He's like, but they don't want to work with me. They just don't want to work with me. So, which it was so stupid. And the fact that Zach is like coming out and saying, yeah,
I'm about to end this man's whole career. Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
Screw you, Warner Brothers. That says some stuff. You got Christopher Nolan coming out and saying that Warner Brothers is awful. You got other directors who are coming out. I mean, even Ava DuVernay, kind of threw some shade at Warner Brothers when they canceled the New Gods film. So, and now you're getting Ray Fisher. He's constantly going after them. Even when Toby Emmerich is kind of being thrown around that he's going to be leaving Warner Media and Warner Brothers and hopefully trying to find a job at Netflix, which Netflix was like, we're not doing that with you, bro. So the fact that Zach even like came out and everyone who knows Zach has said that he's like super polite, he's very professional, and here he is. And I know this is satire. Some people are saying like, oh, he's like rallying the troops and like cult Snyders, Snyder cult people are gonna go crazy over this. And it's like, no, this was a joke. I mean, it was on the Late Show.
What's the matter with you people? I was joking! Don't you know a joke when you hear one?
Where it's all about being funny and doing spoofs and things like that with Stephen Colbert, nonetheless, right? He was simply just joking around, but there's some truth to it, right? Everyone is saying how shitty of a company Warner Brothers is. So, and I think everyone can agree with that. They really need to get out of their director's way. Like, why even hire somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like, why even hire them to make a movie for you and then go into it and just trash it? I mean, one thing that was like incredible, I think it was on like Vanity Fair when they were doing like one of those videos, like with interviews with Zack Snyder, kind of talking about his career. And he actually even said, like, let's play this video clip for you guys real quick.
And that was when I got a call from the studio to say, what is that? What does the reality of releasing the Snyder Cut look like? And that was when I got the smallest inkling that there was a chance that that could be a reality. First thing they said was like, we want to release the Snyder Cut, but just in its raw form, unfinished, on HBO Max. And I was like, no. And I'll tell you why it's a no. It's a no for three reasons. One, if I release the movie, the internet leaves you alone. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Two, if I release the movie in its raw form, you get all your viewers to HBO Max based on kind of, I don't want to say, just based on this rough version of the movie. And three, you get to point at the movie and go, see, it's not that good. We were right. Look at how weird it's like. All those like previs and it's horrible. So I was like, that's a hard no. I said, well, can I at least come in and tell you what I think the best version of this would be? And so I went in and just kind of pitched them on finishing the movie correctly and Zack Snyder's Justice League and how we could market it and what it would mean to the fans and all that. And then they came over to my house and watched it. No one had ever seen this version of the movie. They were like, okay, we're inclined to do it.
Yeah. So see, like, it just as someone kind of showed on Twitter, someone kind of made like a really funny GIF out of it. Warner Brothers didn't even watch Justice League when Zack was making it before they made the decision to push him out and bring Josh Whedon in. Think about that.
Seriously? What the hell are you people thinking?
They spent, I think they gave Josh Whedon like $80 million to go in and freaking change the film in entirety because they weren't happy with it. And it was like, why did you even approve it then? You know, like Zack had to show them the script. He had to show them the story that he was working on. It wasn't like Zack was adding stuff. They knew the plot point and the story that he was going into. I mean, hell, they had Jeff Johns there 24/7, right? To babysit Zack. And here they are. They didn't even watch it. They even see the film and go like, you know, Zack, this is just really not what we're looking for. It took them when you know, the fans and the community were pressuring the studio to release the Snyder Cut for them to finally, after that November 17th, 2019 Twitter event where we trended over 1 million tweets to hashtag release the Snyder Cut with the help of Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, you know, Ray Fisher and others, for them to call up Zack and be like, hey, how is this possible? Like, what's even the film? You know, and they were telling him to release, you know, like I said, the unfinished product without even knowing what that was. So, like, if that doesn't tell you bad business right there, I don't know what does. And it's going to show that AT&T had their shareholders meeting, I think back in the beginning of May. The fact that they quickly are beginning the process to merge their entertainment company with another company like Discovery Plus goes to show you that AT&T is not happy with how Warner Media is doing things. They're not happy about the dual release of theater and streaming on HBO Max. So, I mean, because when you think about it, the fact that David Zaslav is going to be the new Discovery Max, Warner Plus, however you want to call it, you know, CEO and leader of that content, what the hell happens to Jason Kilar, who was just hired a little over a year? I mean, his contract's not even up yet. So they're basically demoting him because they aren't happy with him. Toby Emmerich is definitely, you know, looking for another job, so they're pushing him out. Something tells me Ann Sarnoff is going to be next. And as you're hearing from some people like Geekosity with Mikey Sun and Sil Abdul, you know, you're hearing that there's this potential chance that if the Batman film with Matt Reeves, if the Flash film with, you know, Andy Muschietti, and hell, maybe even the other films like Black Adam, if they don't succeed, then David Zaslav's mission over the next 5 years is going to be start selling off intellectual property, because apparently Warner Brothers is in debt. Warner Media is in debt. AT&T is in debt. They want to get back to doing phones and, you know, cable and internet services. They want out of the entertainment business because they got in too far deep. And honestly, COVID probably helped, you know, all the quarantining, you know, it was bad for everyone in business practically, other than toilet paper.
You boys got any TP?
No!
That's all right, I'll find something.
But like, the fact that Zack is coming out and saying, suck it, Warner Brothers, I think that no one should look at that and be like, oh, Zack's trying to rattle the cages. No, it's the truth. They suck. They really do suck. You know, they're coming out with Warner Media and saying like, oh, stop this hate, stop that hate. Oh, we strive to make a better workplace. And yet they still haven't taken care of the Ray Fisher problem. And I'm not saying Ray Fisher is a problem. I'm saying the work situation that Ray Fisher and majority of the cast had to go through with Josh Whedon and Jeff Johns and John Berg enabling him, and now Walter Hamada. defending them and trying to say, hey, we'll throw these guys under the bus, but please leave Jeff Johns, out of it. Like now he's in trouble. So the idea of Zack saying suck at Warner Brothers, hell yeah.
Gator don't play no shit. You feel me? Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
I agree with it. And I hope you guys do too, because they do suck at it. Warner Brothers is screwing up all their films. From what I'm hearing, I'm totally spacing the director. I think it's like Kathy Yen or something like that, who did Birds of Prey. She's saying that the studio interfered with her film. And you're starting to hear through the grapevines that maybe they're also messing with Matt Reeves' film, with the Batman. I don't know. And, Walter Mata is now officially a producer on the Black Adam film. So he now has to say, I don't know if he would want to tell Dwayne Johnson how to do the movie, but hey.
You think you're just going to crush the rock? It doesn't matter what you think.
The fact that Zack is coming out and saying, suck it, Warner Brothers, he's not afraid anymore. He's not afraid to pull those punches, right? To throw some shade on them with this company that's been completely anti-Snyder, as he has said. He's not afraid to be like, yeah, they suck. Like, here I am, man. Like, even after all the BS they put him through, he's like, yeah, I'm still would love to work with you guys. So, is the SnyderVerse dead? For now. And the reason why I'm saying for now is it's going to take time. This is not going to happen overnight. Just like it took to release the Snyder Cut, it technically took about 2.5 years it took to release the Snyder Cut. It's probably going to be about the same with this, because Discovery's going to have to come in. It's not official yet. It'll be official in a year, in 2022. And then David Zaslav is going to be, really, he's going to be figuring out what's going on with the company. He's probably doing that process now, but they're going to run business as usual with his company. And then Warner Media is going to run business as usual with their company. But the fact that AT&T was like, oh, whatever they saw, looking at the numbers, they weren't happy with it. They went off to merge Warner Media because they didn't want to deal with it anymore. They were like, clearly we got in over our heads about it.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Let's see if they can make something of it. So David Zaslav, if the DC films aren't a success, I don't know if they'd actually sell it to, like, it'd be awesome if they could sell it to Netflix or like Amazon. Amazon, though, just purchased MGM, which that's an interesting thing, because if Amazon just purchased MGM, to think they weren't really into releasing movies in theaters. Well, MGM owns James Bond.
James Bond.
Like that's a big deal. So I think if it can go to some place like Netflix, Apple, I don't think Disney's going to be able to afford to buy DC's intellectual properties, because when you think about it, DC has been a part of Warner Brothers since 1969. I think it's been a long time. They've done every single film practically for DC Comics. So I think it's going to take some time. Snyder fans like me, we got to be patient, but we can't let up on the trending. Like you said, hashtag suck it Warner Brothers is trending probably as we speak right now. I know it's starting to blow up last night after this video was released. I'm glad that Zack's not afraid to throw a little bit of shade. He did it obviously in a fun way, but hey man, it's the truth. It really is. So, that's how it is. Well, here we go. Let's see who's calling today. Hello?
Suck it, Warner Brothers. Suck it.
Wow. His words, not mine. But yeah, suck it, Warner Brothers.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Yep. Hashtag suck it Warner Brothers. Oh man, saucy. So saucy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. I'm your host, Trey of the Bat Channel, and don't forget to tune in weekly. Same bat time, same bat channel.